All right. So if you are just hopping on, you guys, make sure that you mute yourselves for right now, just because I don't want like a ton of feedback. When people are unmuted, I don't know why, but it goes kind of cray-cray. So tonight's Team Call, it's July 15th, you guys. So we are halfway through the month of July already. And it is going to be focused around Summit. I'm going to share a few announcements with you guys, just some things that maybe you might not have heard that we were told at Summit. If you have questions about any of this, all of the info that I'm going to be like sharing tonight, you guys, it's in your online office. So make sure that you go and check out your online office if you have specific questions about like the products that I'm going to talk about or the programs. So first things first, tonight is the last night to get your 2020 Summit tickets on sale. You guys, I've been a coach for 5 years. I've gone to 5 summits or a little over 5 years, but I've gone to 5 summits, and this is the cheapest tickets. Like when we saw the price of them, I know me and Ashley were like, what? Like that's it? That's pretty cheap. So these are the cheapest that I have ever seen them. It's going to be in New Orleans, which is where I'm from. So I'm really excited for those of you who might not have gone to the last summit in New Orleans, or maybe you've never been here. So I'm really excited for those of you who are going. But you guys, get your tickets now. Like my suggestion for those of you who are maybe you're like, well, I don't know where I'm going to be a year from now, or I don't know if I want to commit to it. Make the commitment now, because it's going to set you up to like work for your goals that you want to be at by next summit. It's going to make you commit to actually going, instead of being like, oh, well, maybe I'll go, because it's just like your health and fitness journey, right? Like you have clients or you have people who reach out to you that say like, oh, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to possibly do it next month, right? And then they don't ever sign up because they've talked themselves out of it. It's the same thing with Summit. Like make it a non-negotiable for your business. Make it a point to get there. Figure out a way to get there. If you are like, I don't have that money right now, sell 3 challenge packs, you guys, tomorrow. Like it's totally doable. You can make the price of the ticket just by helping people change their lives, right? So just make sure that you do that. Again, you have until I think like it's like 3 a.m. my time. It's 11 p.m. or 11:59 p.m. Pacific time for like the cutoff of the ticket sales. Also, speaking of like summit goals, I know a lot of our team and a lot of you guys want to be diamond next year or star diamond next year. And Jess has graciously invited me to and her team to be a part of this Diamond Dash, which you guys see all of these top coaches that are putting this Diamond Dash on. It's starting on Monday, so it's starting next Monday. You have to be an Emerald coach by next Monday in order to be in this Diamond Dash group. But spots are super limited. I think we each get 11 people that we can bring in. So if you want in on this, if you are a diamond coach and you want to push for Star Diamond, you can also be in this as well. It's a $20 buy-in. If you hit your goals, and I'm going to post, and I know Jess has probably, if not, she probably will post today or tomorrow, the details of the actual, like the cash pot and the Diamond Dash and all that stuff. So space is limited. Reach out to Jess, reach out to me if you're in my downline, and we can get you plugged into this Diamond Dash and give you all the details, okay? But you guys, again, like make it, like go all in. We have 6 months, or not even 6 months, 5 months left of this year, really. And if your goal was to be diamond or to be star diamond, it's not too late. It's not too late to do it. You just have to put in the work. You have to show up. So I'm really excited about that. Just a few big announcements that were made this weekend. Again, you guys, all the details are in your Coach Online office, but I wanted to just kind of touch on a few. Obviously, we have our open house / super weekend, which is coming up in a few weekends. Who's going to a super weekend? Put in the chat if you're going to a super weekend and where you're going. If you're going to Louisiana super weekend or Florida's or wherever, put in the little chat where you're going to super weekend. If you have not bought your tickets, make sure you do that as soon as you possibly can, so that, and you guys, it's an open house style. So if you're not really familiar with that, basically it's a chance for you to bring potential coaches to this event, right? Like it's a chance for them to learn about the business. I'm actually going to be inviting my neighbor tomorrow. I'm going to text her tomorrow to see if she wants to come, because she's never done Beachbody. She doesn't, I mean, she knows about it just from what we've talked about, but it's a great chance for her to learn about it, right? So make sure that you invite your friends and your family, okay? Bring a friend, bring a coworker, bring whoever you can to the event so that they can learn about this opportunity. Another big announcement that was made was that we're launching in France, which is super, super exciting, you guys. I know that, you know, as we continue to grow and we're able to just help more and more people every single, every single month and every single year as our countries launch. If you weren't at Summit, just a heads up, like we are projected to like move more quickly as these launches, as these countries like launch, like they are wanting to spread out across the world. Can you all mute? I don't know who's unmuted. And I can just hear a bunch of, trying to find whoever it is unmuted here. I don't know. Okay, seems to be better, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so they are like, I know it's taken a little while to like get that momentum of launching in different countries, and it's just because our products are so great quality and good quality that obviously with crossing borders and all of that stuff, it gets a little bit tricky. But like at Summit, they made this huge announcement of, yes, we're launching in France, but we have like this 5 to 10 year strategy of wanting to launch in all of these other awesome countries. They said Australia and Spain, and I mean, they basically showed the world, the map of the entire world, and we're taking over it. So that's really exciting. They are going to be announcing more stuff about that launch later as it gets going. But just wanted to tell you guys about it. And then this is something I'm really excited about. You guys, we have these new promo codes for active coaches. If you are an active coach, you get 3 promo codes this month, and it gives you an extra $10 off of, or gives your clients or your coaches $10 extra, can't talk right now, $10 extra off of their challenge packs. So if they're wanting Morning Meltdown, you guys, and they're wanting that base kit, which is what, $160, they can get it for $10 off of that $160 price. So they can get it for $150. So if you have people on the fence, again, you only get 3 codes total, right? So maybe reach out. Like I actually just went through my interest list, and I reached out to a few people who were really, really interested, but price was like their hesitation. And I just told them, like, look, I have these 3 promo codes, and I wanted to give one to you in case you're interested, or in case you're wanting to jump in on it. And a few of them were like, oh my gosh, yes, like this is exactly what I need. So take advantage of this promo code. You should have gotten an email about it with your specific code. If you didn't, number 1, make sure you're active. Number 2, make sure that you check your spam and your trash folder, because sometimes those emails get pushed there, or go into your Coach Online office, and there is a whole FAQ about it, and if you're having any issues, you can go from there. Just a few other announcements, and then I will open this up to you guys who went to Summit to just kind of share about your experience. But we have some new products and new programs launching, you guys. If you didn't see collagen, we have a new collagen line that launched actually at Summit. So I bought a few of the tubs of it. I'm really excited to start using it. So that launched. We have the new plant-based beef bars that are going to be launching soon. We've got pumpkin spice Shakeology. You guys, if you weren't around last fall, pumpkin spice Shakeology is life. But it's a limited time. It's like a limited edition, special edition during the fall, and then during winter they're gonna launch peppermint mocha Shakeology. I know last year, and I think it's gonna be the same this year, it's only like a box of, I want to say 15 packets. They may have changed that from last year. I don't know. I know that's all it was. So it was like a box of 15 packets, and you could only buy up to so many boxes. But I am obsessed with the pumpkin spice, and I'm really excited about the peppermint mocha. So just putting that out there that is coming. And again, as it gets closer, we will share more details about it, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. And then we have a new program called The Work. It's 6 weeks. It's a 6-week program. The guy, I don't remember his name. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but he is an athletic trainer. So he trains a lot of professional athletes, and it looks like a really awesome program. We also had a bar program coming out, but I couldn't find a picture of that. So again, we'll announce all of this as it gets closer, but I just want to give you guys a heads up. All of this is in your online office if you want to go like check it out and learn more about each of these things. And guys, my biggest suggestion when it comes to like new products and new programs, don't wait until it launches to start really learning about it. Now, obviously, Morning Meltdown tomorrow launches to all of your customers and your clients, so make sure that that's where your main focus is. But we like to just share what was announced at Summit so that you guys know what's coming, okay? The only other thing I want to say is next week's call is going to be Lauren Duke. She is a 15-star diamond coach, y'all. She's a superstar diamond. She's an amazing coach. I actually had been in a few test groups with her in the past. And she's just awesome. So she's going to actually be speaking to our team, which I'm really, really excited for. And I know Jeff is really excited for it too. So make sure that you get on next week's team call. Okay. So I'm actually going to open it up. Let me stop sharing here. I'm going to open it up to you guys. For those of you who went to Summit, maybe post in the chat if you want to share a takeaway. That way I can just kind of, I don't want to like open it up so everyone's talking over each other. So if you went to Summit and maybe you had a takeaway that you would like to share, feel free to either raise your hand if I can see you, or just post in the little sidebar. Allison, where are you at, Allison? I can't see. Can you unmute yourself? I can't see you.
Hi.
Hi.
So my biggest takeaway is a quote I heard from Rachel Hollis. Basically, what she said that is the biggest thing that stuck with me is what got you here won't get you there. And I just love that in anything that we're working on, whether it's our fitness, our business. Yeah, I love that quote.
I loved that. And I loved, you guys, if you were not there and you missed Rachel Hollis, she was amazing. She was so awesome. So yes, thank you so much, Allison. I love that quote. That was one of the ones I like starred and highlighted as well. Jolyn, you can unmute yourself too.
Okay, so first off, I got a nap, which I hadn't had in 12 years. So that was number one, my favorite thing. Number two was seeing Rachel Hollis. She was amazing. Number three, watching these people at like the closing ceremonies who have lost like 100 pounds literally made me cry because I've lost like 90. Like, I know the struggle is real, and it just like put a fire in me because like, and then you see all these people walking across the stage that are like 9-10 star diamond or whatever, and they're just like regular people. Like, they're not like supermodels with like 6-pack abs. Like, you don't have to be a supermodel to help somebody else. I'm gonna cry thinking about it because, like, you know, the people that won the $100,000, like, they were like, you know, they lost like 100 pounds. That is incredible. Like, you do not have to be some kind of polished, prim, model-looking type chick to help somebody. Anyways, that's all I had to say.
I love that. Yeah, who else cried during, do you guys, for those of you who weren't at Summit, what Jolyn's referring to, and for those of you who might not even realize that we have this, because I know as a newer coach, I didn't realize that we had this. Every year we have what's called the Beachbody Challenge, and basically, as you guys are getting results, you can submit your results to the Beachbody Challenge. You can get your clients and your coaches to submit their results to the Beachbody Challenge, and you can actually win money for your results. I won $500 about a year and a half into my personal journey, just from doing 21 Day Fix, you guys, and just from losing 50 pounds. Like, it wasn't like I mean, don't get me wrong, 50 pounds is a great milestone, and like that was an awesome achievement, but like I didn't lose 100 and something pounds, I just lost 50, and I won $500. So what they do is the people that win $500, then they move on to like a next round of like voting, and they have people that win $1,000, and then it goes up to like, I want to say $5,000. So basically, as like these people are submitting their results, Beachbody has like a team that like goes through all of these applications and goes through all of these winners, and they narrow it down to about, there's 4 guys and 4 girls, all different age ranges, and basically it's through a voting process. So like the winners are voted on through Beachbody coaches, and Beachbody customers, like anyone can vote. But at the end of Summit, they show these 8 people's stories, and they just go through their stories and how their lives have been transformed from the products and the programs, and most of all, like the community and the help of their coach. And each of them, I think they said they've each won 15,000. Is that right? 15 to 20,000, or I can't remember what that number was. 15,000, no matter what. But then 2 of them, one female, one male, won $100,000. You guys, which is insane. Like, that is insane to me. So if you haven't been submitting your results, like, you guys, first of all, you get a free t-shirt no matter what. So make sure you do that, just because who doesn't like free stuff. But also encourage your customers, encourage your clients, encourage your friends and your family that are doing these programs with you to submit their results, because you never know. Like, you could help someone. And by the way, they don't have to win or lose 100 pounds to even be in the running. Like, I've been to some summits where, someone's story had nothing to do with weight loss, but like there was a veteran who like lost his arm, and he was still doing Beachbody programs to get into shape. So like he ended up in the finalists. So like, it doesn't have to be, like 100-pound weight loss, but a lot of those are just because that's just an amazing achievement. And yeah, Allison just said like, and their coach. So the person's coach, all these people who are up there, their coach won $5,000 for helping them. So like, again, you could be that person that helps someone get to that Beachbody challenge. So something to consider, something that you should definitely be telling your customers and your coaches to do, submitting those results, even if it's just, I think you can submit them every 30 days. So like, you can submit new results every 30 days. Okay, who else wants to share their takeaway from Summit? I can share mine. So I had a lot of aha moments. But one was when Rachel Hollis was talking, she was just kind of going through like how people set, these big goals for themselves, but then they don't do the work. Like they say, like, and I've seen this a lot in this business, like I have a lot of people that will be like, oh, well, I want to be a diamond coach, or I want to go full time with this business. I want to be able to quit my job, or I want to be able to pay off my debt. Like, you've got all these big, massive goals for yourself. But then you're not doing the work, and all these excuses come up of like, I don't have time, or I don't have, I don't have a big following, or I don't know anyone that's going to want to do this, or people are making fun of me. Whatever the excuses are, come up. And you guys, I'm not like saying that you're the only ones that do this. I do the same thing. But she said something to me that kind of like was a gut check. And it was like, what is it going to cost me to have the life I want? And what am I willing to give up? So if you're sitting here and you're telling your coach that you have all these big goals, but then you don't have the time, yet you're watching Netflix, or you're scrolling social media for an hour, or you're dilly-dallying, like, I don't know, in your shower for an hour, you have the time. Or you're sleeping in an extra hour when you really could wake up that hour and get to work, right? So that's something that kind of was like a wake-up call to me. That was like, all right, what am I willing to give up to have that life that I want? And that's not something new that I haven't heard before. Like, I hear that all the time, but just hearing it in a different way and hearing it kind of over and over again finally clicked for me. Because I will be honest with you guys, like, I haven't put in the work that I like for my goals that I say I want. I haven't put in the work that I know I need to, not that I probably need to, that I know I need to be doing if I say I want these goals and I'm not at them yet. And it's not anyone's fault. It's not my team's fault. It's not my life's fault. It's like me because I'm not showing up and putting in the work like I need to be doing. So that was kind of something that like clicked for me. And yeah, that was just something that clicked for me. Julie said, I loved how the theme was succeed together. Doing with others has been so much more of an adventure, connection to commit, not just to me, but to others. Yeah. I like that too. And I like the we belong here theme too. Like the theme of Summit was you belong here. And I know I even said this on last week's call, like it's really easy for you to go into Summit and compare yourself to everybody that's there. Like, oh, well, she's fitter than me, or she's, more successful than me because it, whatever. But instead of like I finally got that, and I've always felt like I belong there, but like I finally got, like, it made me realize like every single person in that room belonged there, whether they were a baby Emerald coach or a baby coach and just signed up, and maybe they've been there for 5 years and they're still an Emerald coach, right? Like, doesn't matter their rank or how much money they're making or whatever. They belong there, or we belonged there because we have the opportunity to change someone's life. And that kind of really, really stuck with me. Ashley, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, so I don't know if this is going to make sense to you guys. Can you hear me? I know last week I was kind of muffled. But anyway, so this is my 4th summit, and I got to actually go down on the floor for both days and sit in like specialized sections because of an accolade that I have of hitting Success Club for 2 years in a row. And when I was sitting on that floor for opening ceremony, I was so excited. I was like, I'm an all-star legend. But when I was sitting down there, I realized, like, it's not about the rank, guys. It's not about the accolades. It's not about the banners that they give you on your name tag. It's not about the medals. It's about the lives that we change. I was sitting in a section where every single person had helped 3 people for 2 years consecutively. And I was like, holy cow, like there's like 200 people just in this one section. That's a lot of freaking lives changed. And then later on, like I was just, every time they'd like call up an elite coach or star diamond coach, in my mind, I was converting that to people on their team. Like a 5-star diamond coach has 5 diamonds on their team. Those people have 12 people on their team. Guys, like Beachbody does not limit the number of successful coaches. Like it doesn't matter if you are diamond, it doesn't matter if you're a baby coach. You can be doing the things that all these other coaches at Summit are doing, like the Success Club parties, like sitting on the floor. Like you don't have to sit there and say, well, I'm just a baby coach and I could never do that. It's by helping people, guys, and that starts with yourself, going all in with these programs and products to show other people what is possible. I know for me, if I wouldn't have watched my coach for 8 months, biggest regret of my life, but if I wouldn't have watched my coach for 8 months crush her journey, I wouldn't have been that baby coach that 4 years later got to sit on that floor and see and feel the success of everyone around me, about the lives they've changed. Like, this works. You're here for a reason. You do belong here, even if you didn't hit a goal that you wanted to, even if you set a goal to walk across that stage and you didn't. You belong here, and guys, like, you are successful for showing up. Done.
I love that. I know Rosie just put, my biggest takeaway was at Ignite, Miguel said to stay away from setting goals and set a vision instead. Most of the time we fear not being able to succeed with a goal, so setting an intention and a vision is much more attainable. And that's something, you guys, so for those of you like who weren't there, or maybe you've gone to a summit in the past and you weren't able to go this year they broke up the workshops differently. So I was in like a leadership workshop, and I know Ashley was in like the next level leadership workshop, right? So we were in 2 different workshops, which I actually loved because like we would come back to each other, to the room, and be like, all right, what did you learn? But one of the biggest things I think I know Ashley learned a lot of, and I also, like, they talked a lot, was about vision. And I know, like, I haven't really shared my vision with my team as probably as best as I could, or as often as I should, like, shared my vision for my goals, but also for like a team, right? So like, I want you to think, like, what is your vision for your business? Where do you want to be 5 years, 10 years? what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your families? That is also one other thing that I wanted to talk about was like in Lindsay Matway talked in our leadership thing, and she was talking about, it's not about us. Like our businesses are not about us. It's not about us making money. It's not about us going on that dream vacation. It's not about us being able to walk away from our jobs. Our business is about being like who comes after us. Who comes after us and joins our teams and gets the lives or works for their life to take off and for their dream vacation, right? Like that is the kind of legacy that I want to live. I want to leave for my family and for this business and for my team. Like I want my team succeeding. So you've got to think like, what is your vision for your business? Where do you want it to go? And yeah, I do believe in setting goals, like setting small goals to get to that vision, but you can't set goals and you can't say, well, I want to make money if you have no vision for where that money is going to go or no vision for where you want to take this business, right? So I love that you shared that, Rosie, so thank you. Jess said, I'm always so inspired by the number of people that walk across the stage as Million Club or whatever, Diamond, because of all those lives that they have changed. Yeah. Stephanie said that was her biggest takeaway too. Yeah, Allison, go ahead, share.
So when you were talking about vision, Christina Delgado talked in our Leadership One, training. And and she said for the longest time she was afraid to share her vision because she thought that if she went to her team and said, hey, let's be a 5-star team, or hey, let's be a 10-star team, or I envision us a superstar team, that in her mind she was like, oh, they're going to think that I'm being selfish because that's what I want to attain. But if you think of it that way, what she said that really stuck with me was, you are then in turn telling them that you don't think they can hit that rank. Like if you're afraid to say, oh, I want to be a 10-star team, you're basically like telling your coaches, I don't think you can hit diamond. So that was like mind blown.
Yeah, I love that too. And Rosie said her team went balls to the wall after she told them that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, you guys, like if you're just an Emerald coach and you have 2 coaches on your team, like share your vision on your personal page. Like I know that that's kind of how I grew my business. Like when I started sharing where I wanted, I wasn't, because I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm not a successful coach yet. I don't make a lot of money yet. I'm only an Emerald coach. Like, or I'm not even an Emerald coach, right? Like who cares? Talk about this business. Like I'm not saying to say you're making all this money if you're not, but like share the vision where you want to take this business on your page. Share like I know Ashley this is just an example. I'm going to use this a lot. Like Ashley's first year as a coach, after she ignored me for 8 months, she messaged me when I was on one of my Success Club trips, and my first Success Club trip, and she was like, stop telling people you're earning these trips for free when you're not. Like, I know you're lying. And I'm like, girl, you want to check my bank account? Or cousin. So like, I would have been like, look, here's my bank account login. Go check it because I haven't paid for anything. And then when she signed up as a coach, she was like, she told me like day one, like I'm going to earn the Success Club trip. And I was like, okay, like I know you can do it. And guess what, you guys? She went and posted saying, I'm going to Punta Cana next year. Before she earned it, before she had helped anybody to earn it, she posted that she was going. And guess what, you guys? It made her work her butt off so that she did earn it, so that she casted that vision on her page. And that breeds excitement. That breeds like, okay, if this girl is saying she's doing that, why can't I do it, right? So I definitely think that you definitely need to be sharing your vision with your teams, with your family, with your husband, with your friends, and anybody that you come in contact with. Like share your vision because it's going to help you get there. Go ahead, Diana, if you want to share. I just saw that you posted that you wanted to share. Where are you at? I can't see.
Yeah, but okay, so that's what I wrote down, like cast the vision, what Miguel said. Cast the vision and make roles around your vision, not goals. And we talked about that a lot, like with our team after. And then storytelling, Jesse was with me in our leadership training, but Bonnie Engel talked about like posting and storytelling is still king. and you have to figure out how to share your story on your page in your post. And it does make a difference of how you make people feel when they read your post. And she did a phenomenal job of like making us feel and walking us through the process. And it was great. So think about that. And then Rachel Hollis, like with Allison sharing, what got you here won't get you there. But another thing that Rachel Hollis said was that she learned, and I'm pretty sure that all of you know how successful she is, and she was talking about all her accolades, not to brag, but she was like, okay, so I run a multi-million-dollar media business, blah, blah, blah. I wrote a book. It's New York Times, whatever, and all this stuff. And then she was like, all of that, I learned everything I need to know. I learned from the internet for free. She's like, I wrote a book and it's the best-selling whatever. She sold, I don't know how many millions of copies. And she said she didn't take one writing class. Or like she runs a multi-million-dollar multimedia business, whatever, and she did not take one, I don't know, media class or whatever. She said, everything I know and I learned was from the internet for free on YouTube, I Google. So she's like, so there is no excuse for any of you in this stadium to say that you cannot do whatever, right? Whatever now I'm scared to say goal, your vision is, because yeah, and like I sat there, I'm like, like no shit, because like she even talked about Instagram, how she's like, I would Google, watch YouTube videos of how to grow my Instagram account, like little simple things like that we're trying to do, and we think that we need to pay or whatever, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's so true. Like take initiative, go out there, find the information, because it's all out there for free. So don't get paralyzed because you're not, I don't know, you feel like you're not like qualified or don't have the training or whatever. And then, I don't know, did Allison say this? Oh, she did talk about what you got. That comparison will steal your joy and you will lose momentum. So stay in your lane, be authentically you, and what she does, what she does has nothing to do with you and has no effect on you or your business. So stop thinking about what she is doing or how she looks or what her journey is or how she thinks about you or whatever. Focus on yourself and share you.
Yes, I love that. Ashley, you wanted to share something too?
Yeah, just real quick. Something that Rachel Hollis said that spoke to me was that a lot of times we start out really, really strong, and then we find struggle. And we have to remember that we're choosing that hard, and that by doing that, you're going to live a completely different life than everyone else. And when you hit that hard, it's not meant for you to quit. It's meant for you to push through because you're choosing it. And that, she said, quote unquote, the other side of hard is magnificence. And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, how many times do we start a program and then we tell ourselves, this is so hard, I can't do it? Or how many times do we push for a goal in our business, whether it's money or rank or Success Club points, and then we don't hit it and we're like, man, that was so hard, and we give up. Guys, this business is hard. If it wasn't, like, we wouldn't have an obesity problem. We wouldn't have coaches who quit. But you have to remember that, like, when things get hard, it's because you're choosing that hard. And on the other side of that hard, when you reach that goal, when you push through and you don't give up, like, there's magnificence on the other side, and you deserve that. You're worthy of that. When she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm never going to quit on any of my goals again. Never. Like, and like, a lot of you are on my team that are on this call, like, I've quit on my own goals. And why do I do that? Because it's hard, but I'm choosing that, and I want what's on the other side of that hard. And if you want it bad enough, guys, you're going to do it. And like I said, you're worthy of that. So just keep pushing through, and eventually you'll get there.
Yeah, Julie, you can share, just unmute yourself.
Okay, so Ashley made me think of that part when she's like, when she talked about how she was at the gym and she was watching the lady do the pull-ups and, complimented her like that was awesome. And the lady's like, oh, I wasn't even, like she wasn't even doing like what she normally does or what, the harder workout that she normally does. And then it, made Rachel as a motivational speaker be like, wait a minute, you're like talking bad about yourself, like don't do that, So that was pretty cool because I feel like sometimes that's what I do to myself as well. Like I'm not doing good enough when there's people that are doing not as good as me. Like basically the whole, I can do what you can't and you can do what I can't, And that's why I love that succeed together and the we belong together theme, because it all just ties in. So yeah. And then this guy right here, Emily Favre, she really inspired me last year when she shared her story and her journey with her miscarriages. And then 2 months after Summit last year, I found out I was pregnant with him, and it just, you connect with those speakers. But, in 2 weeks prior to going to Summit last year, I had a miscarriage and I was done. I had accepted that, baby number 2 was never going to happen. And when I heard her story, even though it broke my heart, it helped me move on. And all of you ladies that were there with me, you guys helped me through the hardest part of that year. And I'm so grateful.
Thank you so much, Julie, for sharing that. Everyone's crying over here. Everyone's saying that they love you. So appreciate you sharing that. And yeah, you guys, like hearing from, that's something that I love every year, just hearing from coaches that, like, I don't remember who just said it earlier, like all those people are normal people. Like I know like a lot of my team are like, oh, Amy Rada's right there. Like, I'm scared to go say hi. I'm like, she's a normal person. Just walk up and say hi. But like you realize that these people have struggles and have hardships and have really hard days. And that you're no different than them and they're no different than you. And if they can do it, so can you. So I'm trying to read, I'm going up. Okay, so Julie went. Now I'm crying. Christian said, oh, Christian, go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, so with it being like my first Summit experience, I had a lot of takeaways. I literally had like no idea what to expect. I was super nervous going because I didn't know the girls on my team. So I kind of was like, well, I'm about to go to Indianapolis with complete strangers, but not necessarily complete strangers, but kind of. But so I'm super excited about Summit being in New Orleans next year because I'll be able to have my team with me and they'll be able to have that same experience as well. And really my biggest takeaway was just like the realness of it all, like actually seeing that this is a real opportunity, that people are really changing lives, that people are really like making an income from this and impacting lives, and like not just financially but like physically, and just it was insane like to just really see it. And then my aha moment was just the fact that if they can do it, why not me? So like every time I saw someone crossing the stage or like just seeing the top coaches, I was like, okay, they are normal people. Like these are regular people. Like why wouldn't I be able to do that? So that was my biggest aha moment. And just seeing like the different coaches and their different styles, that there's not like a cookie cutter coach that succeeds in this business, that there's so much more than just, like what you envision of a Beachbody coach. And that was amazing to me because I'm in the process of finding my own style as a coach and like being real with myself and trying to find that genuine person and actually show that like in my stories and in my brand. So that was super exciting. The speakers were super exciting. I loved Jade. I loved Rachel. And I love just actually meeting my team and learning about this. So yeah, that was that.
Awesome. Anyone else? Allison, you can go ahead and share. And you said you have a few more to share.
Yeah, I figured a couple of these, actually all of these are from my Leadership One track. I just learned so much in that one. So the first one is pretty simple. They always talked about like if you whatever your goal is, like all of our goals are to help more people. That's just a given. But when we help more people, we're going to rank advance. So some of us have a goal of like 2-star or 5-star or superstar. And they said, you will never hit those goals if you don't build a team. And you will never build a team if you're not talking about the business opportunity. And I just need to hear that like every week because I always default to inviting to a challenge group, or I default to, hey, these programs could, change your, physical fitness and health and all this stuff. But I always shy away from sharing business opportunities. So that was one. My second one, I listened to one about running effective challenge groups. And I feel like this is a pretty common thing to happen in challenge groups, just to have them kind of like fizzle out and get a little like boring and whatever. And a couple ideas that they gave were to put up posts that are like, would you rather, and then have two choices, or 2 truths and a lie, or have you ever, or what would your dream job be? Just like different stuff like that. I thought that was really good. And then my last one was Trina Gray, I think her name was. Yeah, Trina Gray. She talked, and I didn't even know I'd never heard of her before, and she was awesome. So she said the 5 things about this inviting to a team. And I don't know, I can go slow or I can type these out after I'm done. But number 1 was invite because you have a team of positive people with goals and you get to pick your own coworkers. Number 2, stay committed to your own results, and it's a forever lifestyle anyway, so why not make it a business? Number 3, enjoy the savings with fitness and nutritional products. Number 4, earn an extra income at home, online, on your own time. And number 5, experience more adventure, so like our trips and stuff. So that was just like 5 basic things she went over to kind of lead into inviting to coaching and a business opportunity. So those are mine.
I love those. Yeah, everyone's saying please share those in the
Okay, I'll type more.
because I know a lot of those people weren't in that track. So that's awesome. I love that. Anyone else that was there that maybe hasn't shared yet that wants to? Because I have a few more, but like I would rather hear from let you guys share. Trying to see who was there that I.
Is Bonnie still on?
Yeah, she just said I have.
Oh, yeah, Bonnie, that was your first summit. Even Allison. Allison sharing.
Can you hear me?
Well, no.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so this was my first summit, and just one thing I that was shared that kind of was a perspective change for me was the quote, what we do as coaches is not to make an income, but to make an impact that generates an income. And just like Julie sharing her story, like it being there at Summit made me realize like how this isn't just helping people change lives, but it's saving people's lives. And for me, being there was so surreal because being introduced to this opportunity really did save my life personally. And I just, leaving there, I had such a greater appreciation for what we do as coaches to be able to share that with other people. And it makes me want to show up more for my coaches, you know what I mean? And to be a better leader and to help impact them so that they can do that, you know, with their people. And it was just great to see the community and to know that I'm a part of it and just how it's saving people's lives. It was just awesome.
I love that. Okay, so Allison typed those up in the sidebar, which she just went over. Hi, Willow. See, someone said, say hi to my daughter. Hi, Willow. Okay, does anyone else want to share anything? Go ahead.
Who is someone else going? Oh, is Allison going?
Yeah, Allison was. Yeah, there you go. Can't hear you, Allison. Mm-mm. Hold on, let me see if I can. It says you're unmuted. Try it again.
Al, we can't hear you. Can
Can
you hear us?
Yeah, she can hear us. Maybe try typing if you can in the sidebar. Anyone else want to share anything?
I do want to call out Steph. I don't know what she's doing because she's not on video, but it was her first summit and she walked across the stage as a 2-star diamond. And it was like a great moment for, well, I'm sure for her, but for us it was. Oh, where are you, Steph? Okay.
Looks like she's coming. I don't know. Shanice said, who wasn't there, she said, loved living vicariously through you guys too. Already got her ticket. And so did Adrian. Adrian already got her ticket too. There, wait, I saw Steph. There she is. Hold on, you're muted. You might have to. Go ahead.
My computer is like totally acting up, so.
That's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. What do you, die? I don't know what you want me to say.
Oh, just like your biggest takeaway.
My biggest takeaway was the, to have rules, and a vision. Like when Miguel said that we put kind of like a negative, it's like a negative spin on like goals, because if we don't reach them, then we feel like we failed. And so I liked how he said, if you have a vision and you set rules, like to me, that just like, it just made so much more sense to me. So yeah, that was my biggest. And the whole thing with Rachel Hollis and how she said like, how, we're in the valley, but we are going up the mountain, and just to like stick it out, because eventually we'll get there if we just don't give up. And so I find comfort in knowing that, because some days it's just like, man, like, are you ever going to see that? But yeah, I think, I don't know, honestly, like right now I'm just a little bit overwhelmed with everything. So I don't even really have like something super like inspirational to say, but it was just so awesome being there with everybody. Like the experience was like one of like the best experiences ever. And I think now I just think like everybody that's a coach and that wants to build a business, like, and even people that don't, like, it's just such an awesome thing to be a part of. So definitely make it a priority if you haven't gone.
Yeah, and it's totally normal, you guys, to feel overwhelmed. Like, it takes me a few days to kind of decompress my mind after such an event, because you're kind of, I mean, if you haven't gone, for those of you who are going next year, like it's a lot of information thrown your way. It's a lot of energy, which like, I don't know, I know that can be like when you're around all of that energy, it's great, it's exciting, but it is like also draining at the same time, which is why I slept all day today. So like know that that's normal. But thank you so much for sharing. One thing that I want to share, so I know Steph and Diana and a few other girls were in like my leadership track, and it was a lot of like tough love in that track, I feel, which I love because that's the kind of thing that I thrive off of. But one thing that they talked about was, like taking ownership of your business. And Lindsay Matway said something that kind of like stood out to me. And I've always known this, but I know that like maybe someone here might be able to like get something from it. She basically said anyone who expects a paycheck needs to take ownership of their business. If you stopped going to your 9-to-5 job, would you get paid? If you are a teacher, if you are a nurse, if you are a server, if you are whatever you are, and you stopped going to work or didn't show up for work or didn't do the work that you're required to do at that job, would you get paid? Probably not. So then why do you expect a paycheck with this if you're not showing up and not doing the work that you're required to do for this? That's something that kind of like was just kind of like eye-opening. I mean, and again, I know that this takes work, but a lot of times I see people who work full-time or people who might not be doing this full-time, or even not doing it full-time, but just like expecting like to make a ton of money with this, like they're not showing up and putting in the work. So, but then they're getting mad that it's not working. Like, well, I don't make any money. I'm like, well, you're not working, right? So that's something that kind of was eye-opening for me, and something that I like highlighted with her, and I just wanted to put that out there. And then one other thing from Lindsay, I am like obsessed with Lindsay Matway, you guys. She's just so inspiring. But she said, their lives won't be changed if you don't live up to your purpose. So that person that you were before Beachbody, like think if your coach didn't share this with you, think if your coach didn't live up to her purpose, and maybe your coach isn't doing anything anymore like mine. But I think of like people like Lindsay Stay. If Lindsay Stay hadn't started her business, if Lindsay Stay hadn't inspired my coach or the coach, below her to do this business and to live her purpose, like would I be here? Would my life be changed? Like there's so many people who just said like Beachbody saved my life. Like your life wouldn't be changed if your coach hadn't lived her purpose. So think of the people whose lives won't be changed if you don't live out your purpose, right? That's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm not just doing this to pay off my student debt. I'm not just doing this to take my kids on a dream vacation. Like I'm doing this to help someone else truly change their life. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah. So I just said Beachbody 100% saved my marriage. Right there with your girlfriend. I wasn't married yet though, so it got me to get married. Anybody else that wants to share anything? I know it's
Can you guys hear me now?
Yay, we can hear you.
Yay. Okay, my computer's being dumb too. But okay, so it was my first summit as well. And the whole being there just really put the whole, always write your goals down thing into perspective, because I watched last year because I couldn't go, and like just watching, you can feel the energy through the computer screen, right? So my whole thing was, okay, I have to go next year. Like I have to. I didn't know how I was going to get there or if I could even afford to go, but I was like, I have to go. And I went. And to be quite honest, like I couldn't afford to go, but I really want to do this business. So I was like, I need to go because I need it for me to kind of just confirm, just to confirm. And I just wanted to get a better perspective of it. And it really did help. And like, just like Bonnie said, like what we do as coaches it's bigger than what it really is. Like it's bigger than us. Like we're really here to help people. And you like just really thinking about what it has done for you. Like that's what you have to think of it for that other person. And like really taking the money off of it, not thinking about the money, and just truly being genuine about being there for somebody. And
another thing, the whole vision, you know, what Miguel said, cast your vision and set your rules around that vision, like that really stuck out to me too, because then it makes you, you know, it just tells you, I don't care what I have to do, I'm going to do it, or how long it's going to take. That's what I want, then do it. And also, like, always put yourself in the position where your back is up against the wall, because then you're gonna do it no matter what. So that is one of the things Rachel Hollis said. One thing that Rachel Hollis said was, if you cannot have the stresses of where you are, you will not be able to handle the successes of where you want to go. So it's like, even though it's hard, you have to go through the hard in order to be able to handle the success. Like, because if you don't go through hard, you'll never know how to handle the good stuff. So it's like, and then you won't even be able to appreciate it. So
Yeah.
like, that's a few of the things. And then what you said, you know, what does it cost to get what you want, and what are you able to give up or are willing to give up? That was another thing too. And as far as like the training sessions, I work full time. I'm a flight attendant, so I'm like all over the place. Half the time I don't know where I am or what day it is. So just, you know, so I'm basically doing my business part-time. And so my struggle was always like time management. I suck at it, but I know that's the one thing that I need to work on. And Michael Ullman and Aaron Young did a training on income producing coaches. So, you know, just, they broke down everything, like where you start, like do the program from start to finish, go all in with the program, you know, be the product of the product, really set your intentions for the day with personal development and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure everybody went through that or knows that. And then one of the other things, like using the business activity tracker and setting timers, like those are huge. And one thing that really got me with the business activity tracker was what Michael does. If he'll do certain things on the activity tracker that he knows he can knock out right away, really quick, because he knows he doesn't have a lot of time. And then the next day, you know, so he doesn't have all the boxes checked on one day, but the next day he will start with the boxes that weren't checked the day before. So even though every day is not checked, by the end of the week, all boxes are checked. So even as a part-time working coach, like, you know, you did those activities throughout the week to get your business moving. So like, those are the really big things that I took away from that.
I like that. I never even thought to do that. They should teach that in my track. But yeah, no, like, it makes sense that there's something that, and I know for me, like, I try to start with the things that I personally want to put off. Like, if there's something that I'm like, I really don't like this specific thing on my tracker, which I know for a lot of you is probably inviting. So like, I try and start with those things first, because I know that it's the one thing, like, if I don't do it from the very beginning of my day, then I'm going to be like, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it later. And then it'll just never happen. So that is something that I think is a good idea. And again, maybe starting out and just doing the things that you can get done quickly, and then the next day make extra time to do the things that you can't. So it's a time management. It's one of my biggest struggles. If you've never read Eat That Frog, that's a good personal development book, you guys, to read for people who struggle with time management. Anyone else want to add in anything? Anyone who wasn't there have questions or anything about Summit that maybe if you haven't, I'm pretty sure it's like, I know that it was available to watch while we were there. I'm assuming that stuff was recorded, so you could always go back and watch. I think they only recorded, though, the opening and closing ceremonies. They don't record like Rachel Hollis or any of like the speakers, from my understanding. I don't think they do. But if you haven't watched the opening ceremonies or the closing ceremonies, something that you could always go back and listen to, I think. That book was Eat That Frog. I don't know who, Brian Tracy? Did I just make that up? I think that's who wrote that book, Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. How do you pick people to room with if you're going for the first time? That's a good question, actually. So everyone's different. I would just maybe start asking your team, whether you don't have, if like none of your personally sponsored coaches are going, then maybe ask your upline, like if she has anyone that is going. I know with our team, we kind of just say like, hey, like I have 2 rooms available. Who wants a room? And then other people that need roommates, like you won't be left alone. So whether you don't know the people you're rooming with, or maybe if you have, like I said, your upline or someone that you become success partners with, or whatever that you want to room with, like there's no way. I mean, you kind of pick based off of your situation. But that's the best part of it. Like no one's left alone. Like you're not ever, going to be like stuck in a room by yourself. I know you guys had all matching shirts. Would those be available to get there? Or do we need to order ahead of time? A lot of people order team shirts. Like I know Jess's team had matching shirts, and then we had matching shirts. That was just something that we ordered ahead of time. Usually each team does like their own shirts for Summit. So we'll definitely have some for New Orleans. And you guys, for those of you, I know a few people went to New Orleans for the last one. And it was kind of, if I'm being honest, kind of a cluster. Like they were not organized in terms of like, our city is a little more spread out than something like Indianapolis. Like Indianapolis, I didn't even have to technically leave the hotel because my hotel was connected to the conference center and it was connected to the stadium. Whereas New Orleans isn't like that. So I know that they said they figured out a bunch of the logistics for New Orleans. So I've had a few of you like message me like, where should I stay? Any of the hotel room blocks that are in, like if you go into coachsummit.com and you look at the hotel room blocks, any of those hotels are within like a radius of the Superdome and the convention center, but the Superdome and the convention center are not right next to each other. So I know that like a lot of people have been asking me about that. So I'm staying at I booked a room today at the Hampton Inn on Convention Center Boulevard. But if you don't stay there, not a big deal. Like you can literally stay wherever they have those room blocks for. Or you could do like our first, and I have a hotel room because I don't want to stay at my house. I like to be like in the middle of Summit because it's more fun than me driving back and forth and staying at my house by myself. But if you're looking, like if you have questions, I know we did an Airbnb the first Summit, which was just kind of, we had fun, but it was like driving back and forth was kind of a pain in the butt. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. And it was hot there. Yeah, you guys, be prepared. It's hot here. Does anyone else have questions? Okay, I think that's really it. I hope you guys had a good night. I hope that this was helpful for those of you who went to Summit, or even if you didn't go to Summit. I hope that this was helpful. I'm really excited, you guys. So you still have 3 hours to buy your Summit ticket on sale. You guys get it tonight. I don't know if are they doing transferable tickets? I didn't even see if they are. Yeah. Okay. You can, if you're like really not sure where you're going to be, like I get if people have kids and whatnot, you can always buy a transferable ticket and then that ticket can be transferred. Yeah. Ashley.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
So the transferable tickets, guys, are full price. They're $225. Okay. You have an entire year until the next Summit. I get that you have kids. I get that you have a husband. I get that you have dogs. Make it happen. This will change the way you look at this business. Like, don't watch us through the screen. Like, make it a point to be there. Like, bring your mom so she can sit in your hotel room and watch your baby if you have to. Like, that's how serious this is. Buy the non-transferable ticket so it's a non-negotiable for you and your business.
Agreed. Mic drop. Bam. That's how we're ending the call. All right, guys. I hope you have a good week, good night. I apparently need more sleep because my brain is all over the place. But I hope you have a good night and see you guys next Monday.